Hi everyone, I'm Jillian Andrews. Protein has become a huge topic on social media and online, but it can be hard to know what may or may not be true. Here to bust some myths about protein and the trends that go along with it is Lisa Lynn, metabolic weight loss and fat burning expert, and she also has her furry friend there as well. Welcome back,
Hi,
Lisa.
yes. Hi there. Thanks for having me.
All right, so let's start with myth number one. All proteins are created equal and are good for weight loss and fat burning.
Yes, that is absolutely a myth. And I feel very led to say today 1 in 4 deaths in the US is contributed to cardiovascular disease from elevated cholesterol. Why is that important with belly fat and a protein myth? Because people are really confused about what's a clean protein and what isn't. They're not all created equal. And also, just because you don't want to lose weight doesn't mean you shouldn't clean up your protein. You absolutely need to understand that not all proteins are created equal. The ones with high fat, saturated red meat, pork, there are now carnivore protein powders that are causing people to gain weight and clogging their systems at record pace. These are really affecting our metabolic health in a very negative way. So, clean protein is the best protein, especially if you're trying to lose weight and melt belly fat.
All right, myth number two, you can't overeat on protein.
Back to what I just said with the cardiovascular. It doesn't matter how healthy a protein is, especially if it's coming from chicken, turkey, red meat. If it's elevated in saturated fat, those calories are going to add up really quick. That includes look, chicken is a clean, lean protein and turkey breast is, but you can overeat on it because you have to think of this. It's like my body has a gas tank the size of a Vespa, but I have a Hummer appetite. Full disclosure. I have to really be careful to keep my serving sizes, which remember that old fashioned deck of cards? Just because you're doing a keto diet or paleo or whatever you're following, you still have to put in the amount of protein that your body can use.
All right, and our last myth here, most people do not need to supplement their diet with protein powder or collagen when they are trying to lose or maintain weight.
This is true regardless of your age, but especially important if you're over 40. If you're trying to lose weight and you're not using a protein powder or a collagen product, what's going to happen is you're going to end up with excessive caloric intake. Your fat level, fat grams that you take in every day are going to be too high, and you're not going to lose weight. One of the first things I do, and I know you've heard me 50 million times say it, is I have people replace 2 meals with a protein shake every day, not because I want to deprive them, but while they're learning how to eat, which by the way, I have a list that I'm going to put up on social media after of lean proteins. While they're learning what those proteins are, they're starting to lose weight and all their metabolic markers come down. Important, even and especially if you're doing Ozempic drugs, we have to preserve lean muscle tissue.
All right, and Lisa, before we go, we have a before and after, some before and after photos to show our viewers. We'll put those up on the screen now.
Yes, and the one I want to speak loudly to is the first one where you see that belly fat. This gentleman saw our segment, texted my husband and said, "I want to get rid of my belly fat." He was juicing. He said he wasn't eating all day. He was exercising. We started with just the protein shake, and you could see he lost 10 pounds very quickly. More importantly, he feels better. His joints don't hurt. And each before and after you see did the same thing. So whether it's 30 pounds, 20, 10, 7, or you don't want to lose weight, like I'm just maintaining my lean muscle. Protein is essential, and you have to have the right kind and the proper amounts.
All right, Lisa, and for those who are interested, you have a great offer. People can save 30% on LynFit metabolic boosting proteins when they enter the code BOOST. Lisa, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
All right, and you can learn more online at lynfit.com. For CT Buzz, I'm Jillian Andrews.